If you want to know why I was away, ask someone. I have done a video about erratas before. You could check that out in the link at the top. So I really do not think that erratas need an introduction. For the newer players, I'm just gonna make it super quick. Bushiroad sucks at translating. Like a lot. And as such, they get things wrong, and as we are going to see with the list that I have compiled, they fucked up a lot this year. A lot more than that they usually do. And I'm sure that they are going to use the tried and true excuse of, oh, it was COVID. No, they were fucking things up way before COVID even existed. They claim that they are going to fix these mistakes in upcoming reprints, but they rarely reprint a set. And with that, I'm pretty much guaranteeing that Bushiroad will never want to work with me. So let's get started. Typos. Dirty Tactics True Assassin. It misspelled assassin. There's only one S. I wrote down on my script, make joke about being an ass man. So I'm going to let all of you, my beautiful viewers, to come up with your own joke. Let my lungs, like, rest for a bit. I've done enough for y'all. Just give me this one joke, please. This is going to be a couple of cards that I call the Brilliant Smile cards. Two cards interact with Brilliant Smile Sakura or Brilliant Smile Sakura, but that card has her name text misspelled, resulting on two cards having the misspelling in their card text. They had a total of 3 times to catch the misspelling. They didn't. Final form GWR has a climax misspelled. It is supposed to be the word's truth, but it's misspelled as the world's truth. The climax is spelled correctly on the actual climax though. Significance of Resolution Prosciutto and TD stated that on play from hand, all characters on your opponent's characters lose power. Here is a similar one. Summoning Tempest Wolf's Gopta stated that you can choose a card in your card to ditch when it's obviously supposed to be from your hand to ditch. Here's my favorite one. Beginning of Fate Buchiarari, again, mispronouncing things is my thing, stated that when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you mill 2. Oh, Bushiroad, you're so funny. So, now that the more lighthearted ones are out of the way, we're now getting into the territory of the cards that just do not work the way that they're originally printed. Missing words. Heroic Spirit from the Complex Past Archer is missing from your hand. You see, the cost states that it needs to be on the stage. You pay 1, pop a weapon or Rin character from the stage, when it needs to be ditched from your hand. This does change the overall cost, and it really does nerf that card in a sense. Because ditching is a whole lot better than popping something on the field, especially before it even attacks. Helping out at the Emiya household, Sakura is missing the other in her 2 or more other characters. This effect would have included itself in the count. Fluffy Sakura is missing the up to 1 clause in the choose up to 1 of your other characters. This made the effect mandatory, hence not skippable. I'm counting this one in this list here, but it's not missing words, it just has too many words. Movements in the Future Doppio and EU states that the top check is any level 1 or higher character when it actually is any level 1 or higher card. This counts towards events, so there is less of a chance for this card missing. Kind Teacher Fugo stated that you can top check your deck when another character is placed on stage from hand, when in actuality, it's any character or itself. So when this card is played from your hand, its effect also activates. Wrong Words. Inevitable Gathering Priestess, the Encore explanation text stated that when she is placed on stage from your hand, you could ditch a card to activate her Encore effect. This makes no sense in the grand scheme of the game. Also, this is Oracle text? I would assume that those are kind of just like copy and pasted from like a main source or something. Now it appears that they just type in the Oracle text per card. Confrontation of PK Squadron Xenon, her change target is from the hand when it should actually be from the waiting room. It is easier to get change targets into the waiting room in my opinion, so I'm sorry to all you Xenon players who are playing this wrong. The reason I say that is because there's a lot more chances of a card landing in your waiting room as opposed to your hand. Carrying the Bloodline Giorno was on play, pay to search, but its true effect was when it's sent to the waiting room, pay to search. changes how the card initially works. Same with Heart of Justice Avaccio. It is not on play, it's when it's sent to the waiting room, as well as Mamoni, Pesky, and FM. It is nuts that these 3 cards from the same set had the exact same effect activation requirements, and they were all translated wrong. At some point, I'd assumed like, oh, this is the theme of the set. Oh, no. Music of Bond's Remy was a global level assist when actually it's only 500 forward as a level assist. I would actually not be surprised if eventually we see a global level assist, because that sounds like something Bushiroad would print. This character's name is just wrong. It is supposed to be Kudo, not Cromwell. Kind of look alike, but they're not the same character. Ultimate Sound's climax effect is an act when it should be a continuous effect. Again, like I mentioned with the Oracle text with the Priestess, I assumed that there would be like a master document that had all the effects and graphics for each climax like ready to go. Powerful Eyes Mitakeran has 2 erratas on the same card. Fuck it. Alright. Her first effect stated that a character had to have an alarm for its effect to activate, when actually it can be any card with alarm. And her alarm effect stated that if this card was on the top of your deck, when it's an alarm effect, it needs to be on the top of your clock. I don't know what's worse, this card or the Kasumi from last year. I want to say the Kasumi from last year because that one actually took 2 different erratas to catch it, as opposed to this one where it's just all on one. Card formatting issues. Freezing World did not have the cost indicated on the card. The cost was never printed. You did it, Bushiroad. Congratulations. FUJIMI Fantasia Bunko. Okay, this whole set was a mistake. In this video over here, I talked about why I did not purchase FUJIMI Fantasia Bunko. In that video, I talked about the immense amount of erratas in the set, and that really did bring down the overall quality of the product. Hence, why I did not buy it. Spoiler if you haven't seen it, but if you're watching this video, you've probably seen that already. Right now, we're gonna tackle all 14 cards. Yes, 14. Out of the 51 cards that were on the erratas list, FUJIMI Fantasia Bunko accounted for 27% of those cards. For consistency's sake, JoJo had 12 cards on the list, Bang Dream had 6. In total, that is 62% of all of the series on the list. So, yeah, either way, FUJIMI. Pretty Face and Fair Scared of My Fuyu stated that all level 3 or higher characters gain 2k power when it should be all of your level 3s. Because if this card was in your front row, you will actually be giving your level 3 opponent characters a boost as well, which you don't want to be doing that. So with the errata, it just clarified that if this is in the front row, it only gives power to your characters. Pure White Dress Sistine has a typo. It is you hand when it should be your hand. Same boat is Inherited Magic Talent Sistine. Top check 3, reveal 1 of more cards when it should be 1 or more cards. Frail Exorcist Hanbei was only able to grab a level 1 or higher character when she was actually able to grab any level 1 or higher card. Same with younger sister style Voice Sakura. Original text stated level 2 or higher character as the target when it can be any level 2 or higher card. Noble Young Woman Kuriko lets you add up to X cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 card among them, you put the rest to your waiting room. The card actually did not state what you do with the card that you chose. You add it to your hand. But I wouldn't have known that. Would you? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. High School Girl from Jindai High Kaname originally lets you get any cost 0 character when she is actually only able to grab cost 0 characters equal to your level. So if you're at level 0, you can only grab level 0s, and if you're at level 1 or higher, you could grab level 1s and level 0s. I do not like the errata. I'd prefer if this was more like a Ricky-like effect where you could just grab any cost 0 character regardless of whatever level you're on, but I'm just a guy that has COVID, who knows. Maids of Temptation, Origami, and Kurumi is a restander that stated when this card attacks, you can pay the cost. This literally does not make sense in the overall effect of a restander. It is supposed to be at the end of this card's attack. One of my viewers, Edwards, shout out to him, in one of my streams said that this is actually the only finisher for 8 standby FUJIMI. So you're going to be paying these $40 for this. So $40 JKTCG, $70 on TCG Player. We did talk about this in a stream with Stock Swap Games, so go check out that stream. The waifu tax is real, my friends. It is very real. Pure Princess Toka gained 1k5 power for each character in your back row, while she got it from your other characters, so it does not count herself. Devilish Smile Rias gains 1k power for each character when she only gains it from your other characters. Again, she does not count herself in her buff. Same with Acting Manager's Aide Isuzu, she does not count herself. Insane and Beautiful Nightmare Kurumi only was able to call when she was placed from hand. She can actually call when she is played from hand or from your deck. This nerfs the card because you are actually able to just call those Kurumis from wherever they came from. Sibling Affection Suzuki stated that when your trigger check reveals a climax, when the correct wording is characters trigger checks reveals a climax, because it's just semantics. Like we all know that it's like when your character like triggers, because the way that it's worded is that you as the player, the person holding the cards, reveals like trigger checks. Unless you're like swinging at your opponent with your fist, you do not perform a trigger check. So it's all semantics. Journey to find relics of a legendary hero, Reiner and Ferris. Holy fuck, it's so long. Lets you top check 2, add 1 card, when actually it is top check 2, add a card. The original effect gave you the option to not get a card, but it's actually mandatory. And with that, we have all of the more notable erratas of 2020. Like I did mention, there are about like a little over 50 cards being errata, so I did not cover every single one. I covered the more of the interesting ones. It was a rough year for all of us, and this does extend over to Bushiroad as well. After FUJIMI Fantasia Bunko was released, the players held Bushiroad's feet to the flames, and they announced on Facebook that they're going to increase the quality control of the translations. After FUJIMI came out, there were only 10 cards added to the erratas list. Granted, that's still 19% of all the cards on the list, but that's still a whole lot less than what we were starting off with. Yeah, there's bound to be some hiccups here and there, but they have been getting better. Well, either way, they have not updated the erratas list since August, so that's actually like a pretty good track record there. We will see what is going to be changed in the future. The last 2 sets that they released in English were English exclusive sets. Either way, this has been Lunchbox5930 with Casually Weiss Schwarz. Follow me on Twitter for updates of the channel. I feel a whole lot better, and as you can see, COVID has not taken me down yet. I can stay in front of my computer for a bit longer, so I'll probably be streaming a little more, and thank you all for being patient. And with that, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Weiss Schwarz news and content, and I'll see y'all in the next year.